guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Alexa, good evening.
And a pleasant evening to you.
Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 5:54 p.m.
Alexa, what's the weather like this evening?
This evening, you can expect showers and mostly cloudy skies, with temperatures around 5 degrees.
Right guys, it's Mother's Day tomorrow, so I hope everyone's mum has a lovely Mother's Day tomorrow. I had a call from my mum Jennifer, which I took on the balcony this morning amongst a load of dog barking. I was trying to talk to my mum and the dogs downstairs came out barking and I couldn't hear her, so I shut the balcony door, came inside, and my mum Jennifer said to me, would I like to go up there today? And I said, well, I need a break from this place next week as well, because you get this monotonous living on your own with no company. So mum said that she would have me up today, because I told her I wasn't having anyone around Mother's Day. I'm not. I haven't had any Mother's Day cards, so I'll show you the post I got today. My mum has got her card from moonpig.com that I ordered online. Me, Crystal ordered my mum Jennifer a card, and she showed me the perfume, the Bondage perfume, and she'd been using it. So I'm glad my mum enjoyed that perfume because she's wearing it, and I smelt the perfume and it's really, really nice. I like to make other people happy. I don't like to make them miserable. So my mum was happy with her Mother's Day card and gift. So I haven't got any Mother's Day cards. I haven't got any Mother's Day presents. I'm a mother to 4 children that are over the age of 18. Well, my youngest son is going to be 18 in December. I've got 3 other children, 2 boys and a girl. And it's sort of a family that's been dysfunctional. I don't see my children, and I haven't done really since they were small, not properly. So I get used to it. So I'm going to be on my own tomorrow, but I will wish my mother a happy Mother's Day over the phone, and I hope that she enjoys herself and we've spent time together today. So, I got my red backpack, put my hairbrush in it and my bits of pieces, and I went up in a taxi. The taxi drove down Corey's Road, and then when I went out to get it, it drove up the road. So I waited outside Big's apartments for the taxi to come round the other way, and he picked me up outside Innes apartments. Because I was looking for this taxi, I thought it was going to drive off. So he picked me up opposite Big's apartments. Because I was looking for the taxi, it drove off, basically. So I got into the taxi, the driver said, are you going to Durrell Gardens? I said yes. And then it took me off to Durrell Gardens, via New Road, underneath the Luton Arches, up past the Hen and Chickens, down 3rd Avenue, up to Durrell Gardens. And my mum was coming out of the door and she paid the taxi driver. Then we both went into her flat together. I sat down on the seat where my dad used to sit, or near it, and my mum sat down, and I wasn't too happy. I wasn't. But I asked my mum if she got the perfume. She showed it to me and I smelt it and sprayed a bit on, and it's fine, and I'm happy with that. So I sent an Amazon parcel to my mum Jennifer at Durrell Gardens. Mum ate her dinner. I saw my mum eat some dinner. She had a red cardigan on, big jeans rolled up at the bottom, soft shoes. She sat down, she ate some dinner, and I put the Amazon Fire Stick on and I watched YouTube videos. I watched a story about a child abuse in a children's home with Bill Maloney. I watched that and I found it very, very upsetting and quite horrific. And my mum actually told me to switch it off. She said, turn that off, Ginestra. Because I was watching a video about Bill Maloney talking about some care home in Jersey where horrific child abuse went on, and all the town was trying to ignore it. He was going around interviewing people around the town where this abuse had happened, and they didn't want to know. He said it was a big cover-up. So I watched that. No, they just didn't want to know. They was going on around like it hadn't happened. Child murders in a care home, children's care home, Jersey. It was very upsetting and it was hard to watch, and my mum told me to turn it off. I fiddled around. I couldn't really get into the TV or videos, and I eventually, I think it was in Ontario, a mental health unit for where people had killed and were being held in a secure mental health unit in Canada. I was watching that as well after that. People suffering from really bad schizophrenia who'd murdered their mothers, murdered people, and they were being institutionalised. But these people were being allowed to go outside. They committed murder and they were allowed to walk outside. That's what I gathered. And one of them wanted his freedom, because it wasn't an actual prison, it was a mental health place holding people that had murdered because they had serious mental health illness, including schizophrenia. There was this one lady with a bobble hat, pink bobble hat, smoking. She was a young lady of nearly 40, and she had false teeth. She didn't have any teeth. And she was in this mental health unit, and they were allowed to have sex with each other. They were allowing them to have sex with each other. They admitted they turned a blind eye to people, mental health people, mixed, men and women. That they obviously had their own separate rooms, but they mixed in the communal areas, and the staff were laughing, saying they have sex outside. They were having sex outside. So mental health people who've murdered were allowed to mix and have sex with each other outside. I just was shocked. The more I put things on telly, the more I get annoyed with the world and angry and really cross and upset at the moment. That's what's happening to me at the moment. I'm getting really, really angry with the whole world and upset with it as well. When you find out that prisoners, murderers, get more freedom than you do, it's upsetting. But that's Canada for you, Ontario. Letting a guy that murdered his mother apply for freedom, liberty. He murdered his mum because he's got schizophrenia and he's bidding for his freedom. Well, that was years ago. He probably is free now. Watch that. Mum was trying to get me to order a takeaway, and I was just upset. And fed up. And sick and tired of the way I'm being treated, and that's not being selfish, that's true. Being labelled something I'm not. I'm a woman. I'm not going to get anything for Mother's Day. I was called mate, and I'm a woman. I'm getting punished for talking to someone over the phone that was a long distance pen pal. That's what it feels like. Anyway, eventually I started to warm up, and Sue, my mum's next door neighbour that comes in to see if my mum's okay, had her daughter round. Her daughter Trudy came round to see Sue, and she was bringing her electric scooter up the path. And I'm not a thief. I've got my own money. I've got money in my bank account. I'm a 54-year-old woman. Why would I want somebody else's electric scooter? I just sat on the chair, ordered a takeaway because my mum asked me to. She gave me the takeaway leaflets and she gave me a pen. And I feel like I'm being treated like a common prisoner or a criminal, and I'm just a middle-aged woman that's lost all my children. And I don't see them at Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Days. I don't see them. But I see other people have their families and children. I've had to come home and listen to people laughing under my balcony. So I came home, dropped off all my bags, and there's people holding hands, laughing with each other right underneath my balcony. It's hard, you know. It's hard not to get cross and upset. It really is hard. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to. It feels like the whole world is being cruel and nasty to me, and I've done nothing wrong to anybody. I'm completely innocent. And if I was given a chance to tell my story, I can prove it as well. So, Sue's daughter Trudy went in to their flat. They own 2 cars, and she brought her electric scooter in. I brought my legs into my mum's flat. I can't drive, I can't ride a bicycle or a motorbike. So they had her daughter was visiting her, and Barry walked past my mum's window smiling. And I said, "Mum, you've got me." I said, "You're not here on your own, you've got me. Because it's me that's on my own tomorrow, and my mum is on her own, but Sue goes in to see if she's okay. No one comes to see if I'm okay." Right? So I finally ordered a takeaway. It was a super pizza, I think it was. Thanks to my mum, it's not been a totally miserable weekend. Super pizza. This is a garlic bread pizza. It's garlic bread pizza. Garlic, I've had half of it round my mum's. This is sour cream and chive topping. So here's one for tomorrow. Here's another garlic pizza for tomorrow. Garlic and herb. Garlic pizza for tomorrow. Here is a piece of banoffee pie. See if I can get it out the tub. There's a piece of banoffee pie. It's not up to my mum to make Mother's Day special for me, is it? She's my mum. But if it wasn't for my mum, I'd have fuck all. F-U-C-K all. It's absolutely outrageous and disgusting. A woman being treated in this manner. It's awful. I couldn't do that to my mother. I couldn't leave her alone without a card and a present. I just bloody couldn't do it. So I didn't. I got her something. Yeah, I got a prawn salad and some coleslaw because I don't want to keep eating shit. So this is Super Pizza's coleslaw. Super Pizza's coleslaw. I know people have commitments. I understand that. I know they have commitments. And I'm not going to write tomorrow off because, I mean, thanks to my mum, I've got some money as well. She's given me some money. She's given me a bit of money to go out somewhere if I want to go out tomorrow. Right? So this is the prawn salad from Super Pizza. Plenty of food. And I didn't, my mum gave this to me voluntarily. I said, Mum, I don't want to take your money. I don't want to take anything. You know, it's not up to you to make Mother's Day special, is it? She's my mum. She's older than me. Well, she asked me what I was doing tomorrow, and I said I'm not doing anything. I'm at home by myself. So it was a British white guy that delivered the takeaway to Durrell Gardens. He didn't deliver a takeaway here. He delivered it to my mother's address at Durrell Gardens. Apparently he was a very big white guy. And my mum paid £17 for the takeaway. He drove off. And I ate some of the garlic pizza. I asked my mum to share the other pizza. She wouldn't. She wouldn't have any of it. She wouldn't have any. My mum Jennifer has not eaten any of that takeaway. I've eaten it. So we sat down, we chatted, and of course it feels like I'm a criminal. My mum shouted at me, I'm grateful for the food, I'm grateful, but I coughing, shouting to try and make me cross, banging the doors, putting the water tap on, and at one point she called me Derek. And you know what I said? I said, I'm not Derek. I said, I'm not Derek. Don't call me Derek. Because she did that at Victoria Road. She called me Derek at Victoria Road. So I'm sorry. Although I've had a lovely takeaway, I've been given some money, I'm not acting. I'm very angry, I'm upset, this crap is not stopping, and I'm not a criminal, and I'm Jennifer's daughter, her daughter. Of course Derek wouldn't get Mother's Day cards, would he? He was a man, he was an old man, Derek was, who died on the 25th of August 2021. Of course he wouldn't get Mother's Day cards, he's dead. Left the TV on the BBC News channel because my mum gets upset if it's not left on the news channel. But it wasn't any... I'm glad my mum's got a present, I'm glad she's got a card, but it wasn't enjoyable. It's like I've got to prove who I am all the time. Little black car with a little daisy flower where my father Derek's red Toyota Starlet used to be. And they finally got the bird netting down because the birds used to keep getting trapped in the netting. And my dad used to keep saying to Southern Housing about this netting to get it down. And they didn't do it when he was alive, but now that they've done it, now he's dead. They've chopped all the trees down to stumps. So all the oxygen's gone. They've chopped all the trees down. I mean, it looks nice and tidy, but it looks dead as well. It looks like there's no life there. My mum says they're all moving out of Dorrell Gardens as well. It's half empty. So I'm back home now. I'm back home, and it was a nice plush taxi coming back, brown leather seats and an electric boot. So he didn't have to get out the car to put my bags in the boot of the car. It was electric, and he pressed the button, the boot came up, took the bags outside myself, and he put it down. And what did I hear when I gets into my flat from upstairs? Ugh! So, you've seen I've got food, haven't you? You've seen I've got food. Well, now you can see I've got some money. £20 notes with, at the moment, the Queen's head on. They're going to be replaced with King Charles's head, I expect, after the coronation, when he's... and there's an Australian video going around that Camilla's going to be crowned Queen. Camilla's going to be Queen. Charles is going to be King, and Camilla's going to be made a proper Queen. So you've seen I've got £40 my mum gave me to go out tomorrow with. I've got food, takeaway. And why aren't I happy? I'd have a think why I'm not happy. See you later.